This is not this is not a scheme only for elections. It's
Correct.
not a scheme only for elections.
Correct, Manoj. It's for running the party. It's for running the party.
This is not this is not a scheme only for elections. It's
Correct.
not a scheme only for elections.
Correct, Manoj. It's for running the party. It's for running the party. Look, there are several conventional businesses like transport business, like contractors business, where they are individuals who do the business. They don't form any kind of formal company or Hindu undivided family or a partnership firm. Eligibility for purchase and encashment of electoral bond. The bond under this scheme may be purchased by a person who is a citizen of India or incorporated or established in India. Lord, I am keeping Lord FCR apart separately. That's not something which is argued with. Your lordships have very consciously, my lord, by judicial order detected. A person being an individual can buy bonds either singly or jointly with other individuals. Only the political parties registered under section 29A of the Representation of People Act and secured not less than 1% of votes polled in the last general election to the House of People or Legislative Assembly, as the case may be, shall be eligible to receive the bond. The bond shall be encashed by an eligible political party only through a bank account with the authorized bank. There would be a designated account out of these 29 designated branches. Well, the objection was that why this 1% limit? And there is a simple reason. Earlier, when exemption was given to political parties, there were some mushrooming of political parties, fake parties, just to get exemption. Therefore, 1% presence would mean you are a serious political party, and 1% is not something unrealistically high. And it can be even in parliamentary election or in any of the assembly elections. So just to ensure that there are no fake parties which are created to get benefit of this. Then 4, applicability of know your customer norms. The extant instructions issued by Reserve Bank of India regarding know your customer norms of a bank's customer shall apply for buyers of the bonds. The authorized bank may call for any additional know your customer documents if it is deemed necessary. Now why this? Apart from the obvious reason that there cannot be any anonymous purchase. I cannot go and say that I will not give my name, but give me the electoral bond. There is a list of KYC documents. I'll have to give my Aadhaar number. I'll have to give my PAN number. I'll have to give my residential proof. I'll have to give my passport number, if any, etc., so that anyone cannot just walk in and purchase the bond. That is, my lord, the object. My lord, there is one more reason, my lord. And your lordships, my lord, as the highest court must know about it. My lord, therefore, I am saying, Lord, India is a signatory to one treaty, international treaty, Lord, that is for eradication of money laundering and drug money, under which there is that's Vienna and Palermo, that there are two conventions, where there is one financial action task force. It's created under the aegis of the United Nations. That task force has created 40 conditions that every country who is a signatory will have to follow those conditions. Based upon every country's performance or compliance of those 40 conditions, there is a peer review. Other five persons from different countries would come and review our system, whether we are following that or not, and would grade us. We can be in white, what do they call? White list, grey list, black list, which decides whether in international market like World Bank, Asian Development Bank, India as a nation would get the financial assistance or not. If we are in the grey list, we will not. One of the major condition is that bring your clean money into the system, and one of the mode is to insist for KYC documents. Therefore, my lord, the neighboring country was in the grey list. It managed to come out of it. Otherwise, my lord, it was going into the blacklist. And that also depends, based upon the gradation, Gradation also decides our credit rating at the international stock market, the country's trading credit rating. Therefore, it's very crucial to follow those 40 principles. Then denomination. The bonds shall be issued in the denomination of 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakh, and 1 crore. Lord, this is for the purpose of administrative simplicity. And, my lord, as your lordships, my lord, very rightly, my lord, expressed the concern that somebody can be aggregator. My lord, if I want to donate 50 lakhs, then 50 crores, then I'll have to find out 50 aggregators. Instead, it is easy for me to go and pay cash 50 crores, that this is my contribution. Why should I go to...
No, the party does not get money in white.
The
party wants capital.
Party does not need money in white. Let us be very clear. The government is insisting that every party...
This is not this is not a scheme only for elections. It's not a scheme only for elections.
Correct, Manoj. It's for running the party. It's for running the party. No, I am not feeling shy of saying that, Manoj, because that's the part of the scheme.
It applies to everybody across the board.
Across the board. My learned friend said, as if he trapped me into it. I am saying it consciously. Manoj, what happens is...
Manoj, I am an independent member of parliament. I don't know why you associate me with the party.
Yeah.
History can't
let's not go into it.
Victimize me. Don't victimize me by my history.
He's not entitled to get an electoral bond under the scheme. He doesn't have 1% of national or the local bond.
Let's not go into it. A personal thing, I never, my lord, intended. My lord, what happens is, let me clarify that position. This is not for election. My lord, when we talk of election, we think of general parliamentary election. When a political party is running, Lord, it contests parliamentary elections, it contests assembly elections, it contests Lord, local authorities elections, it has its own campaigns, it has its own rallies, it has its own Lord, think tanks. Think tanks are also, my lord, every party has think tanks, their salaries, they need some kind of a building in every state. They need, my lord, offices in every part of the country where the voters would go and seek some minor help, my lord, like my name is not entering into the ration card, etc., and some workers of the party, each party, my lord. So it's holistic, my lord. It's nobody has so far, my lord, heard, at least I have not heard, that as my learned friend gave a very fantastic example, that bungalows being built for the leaders. My lord, no party, my lord, I am not on one party, has built bungalows for any leader. My lord, they are building offices and other electoral expenses. Now, my lord, comes to the validity of the bond. The bond shall be valid for 15 days from the date of issue.
Just a second. Nowadays, I could just consult, if you are not feeling too well, we can sit in one of our ante rooms and watch it on your iPad. You know, we are now on streaming online.
My lord, I requested, my lord, Mr. Sibal to sit in my chamber, and we have the video hearing. I didn't want to say that.
At the time when I have to reply, I should be here, Manoj.
No, you can listen to the arguments.
If you would like to sit in one of our conference rooms, I can ask the registrar to...
Yes, that can be done. I'll sit there. I'll sit there and watch if you're watching.
My lord, in the morning, my lord, in fact, I suggested that it's nearer.
Yeah, I can do either.
No, you can go in my...
Just escort you, so you can take your iPad.
Mr. Sibal, well, that's exactly what I told him when I said...
The moment he is here, we'll ask him to escort
you. Lord, my gesture was in...
No, we realized the moment you said that.
That you go to my chamber, the video will be on. You can keep the video off and listen to the arguments. And
the work is, of course, part of our duties and daily lives, but, you know...
Not at the cost of health, but that's what I...
Off the track, the KYC with regard to anybody who makes donation above 2,000 rupees is also required to be done by the political parties, or is this format prescribed for that?
I'll just ask, because in the scheme doesn't provide for...
This has nothing to do with the scheme.
I'll just take instructions for it. There is, for banking channels, yes, even if it is less than 2,000, but political parties can, there is no...
There's no,
the political parties.
When you take the name and other details, they don't take any document in support here.
My lord, as a matter of fact,
I'm just asking as a factual
my
solution.
lord, practically, my lord, let us
It's
speak.
not possible, it may practically.
Nobody pays, my lord, 1900 rupees or 19,000 earlier rupees, my lord. Nobody comes. If I get as a political party 100 crores, I'll have fictitious names divided into whatever is the amount, and I'll show that 19, so many people, so many thousand people gave me 1900.
There is no check as far as
There's no
multiple deposits by same person is concerned.
That's so now that incentive is not there. But if 1,000 is also electoral bond permitted, if I want to buy electoral bond of 1,000, it is through the KYC channel only. But if I want to go and give 1,000 rupees, which nobody would go and nobody would take, but then there is no KYC. Not anybody can go and take. But then, my lord, validity of bond. The bond shall be valid for 15 days from the date of issue, and no payment shall be made to any payee political party if the bond is deposited after the expiry of the validity period. The bond deposited by any political party to its account shall be credited on the same day. Look, this is one check, my lord. Kindly see, my lord, why this 15 days period. A, it does not become a currency. It does not become like a bearer bond which can be traded. That is number one. Number two, Lord, this eliminates the element of a potential kickback. I'll tell your lordships how. Lord, I keep a electoral bond of say 100 crores with me. I tell a political party which is about to go in election that I have 100 crore. If you form the government and if you give me this contract or whatever is the quid pro quo, this is yours. If 15 days is to be, my lord, mandated, this is not possible. I have to give it to them and take a chance. If there is a quid pro quo. But I again say, all do not donate because of quid pro quo. Fortunately, we have that business atmosphere, that business environment.